Hello friends, it's Jenkins Dota's Dota career here, bringing you another Dota 2 video on behalf of Dota Alchemy Leap.com, and welcome to our patch analysis of 7.22E. How's that?
Pretty good. Is it 7.22 EE? Is this the EE patch?
I don't think so. Considering he's not on a team, he can't be his patch.
Okay.
You know, it just doesn't have a team to destroy yet.
True. It's pretty cool patch, so let's get into the changes.
Okay. General changes: low ground miss chance and miss debuff chance now pseudo random. It's nice.
It's kind of weird.
I don't think it's weird. I think it's kind of annoying to miss like 5 times in a row. That's one of those things where it's just a boring concept to miss a bunch of times to the high ground. Like you're making a a play that's high percentage. You're like, okay, well if I hit this person a few times up the hill or they're one hit away, we're still probably going to kill them, and then you just don't, and then you want to quit Dota and install League of Legends.
Okay, I was wondering whether it was. I guess that makes a lot more sense. I was thinking it was like if you haven't missed uphill in like a certain number of attacks, then it gets more and more likely that you will miss uphill. But
no,
you think it's the positive way. It's like it gets better for you if you're.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so.
That makes sense.
Item changes: Stout Shield no longer stacks. Big nerf to Centaur, to Axe, to basically every offlaner that is good right now.
Darkseer.
2 or 3 of them.
Darkseer didn't. Really... Yeah, that's right. I didn't usually.
Darkseers usually have a buddy that has a stout, and you just go a bunch of regen. But I feel like this is not going to be as big of a deal as people think it is, and you're just going to go a bunch more regen and maybe have the 4 help you cut the first few waves. Because the thing is, like, you still have a 4 in your lane, right? People just did it solo because it was bullshit before. I still think it's going to happen.
Yeah, let's be honest. People have been cutting waves for a long time, and it's only been very recently that people have been like, wait, I should always go double stout. Some people were doing it, other people weren't, and it was totally fine before.
Yeah. Maelstrom, because, like, I mean, you're still getting the 200 gold you're not spending on a stout. It's not like
right.
Just, yeah. And anyway, Maelstrom, slight nerf. This is good. Every single carry is buying this item, so a little bit of a damage nerf.
Yeah, they just want to keep the options a little bit more open. Like, it does a little bit too much. It farms faster, gives you a huge damage spike, and it's really, really cheap too, so it's just kind of the no-brainer item.
Yep.
But they still want it to be relevant, obviously, because 10 damage is not a huge deal, but it is significant enough.
There's so many Javelin buyers too in Dota.
Yeah.
Like, everybody buys Javelin, and then you just build it into an MKB or a Maelstrom if you want to be greedy. Hero changes: Abaddon, Curse of Avernus, the initial debuff, so that's the slow and not the silence. It's too bad the silence didn't get increased as well, but this is still nice because it lets you have a little bit more leeway in actually getting the silence onto somebody.
Yeah, I still don't know if this is good enough to ever level before you finish maxing out the other two, just because 10% slow is so little, unless you go like Windlace first maybe or something like that and play it as, I don't know, it doesn't really seem like it's a very useful skill.
If you're a core, sure. If you're a core,
yeah.
I think it's probably decent to get a couple points in it. But I imagine that in a few patches, this ability will be broken.
Sure.
It's just received so many buffs. Like it'll be like Heavenly Grace, I think.
Right. You can look at it and be like, damn, it slows and it silences. That seems pretty insane.
Yeah.
And you get attack speed, but it's just the initial numbers are a little bit kind of low, and just the ability to proc it is kind of convoluted.
Agreed. Ancient Apparition, movement speed. That seems relatively insignificant to me. The hero doesn't really... I mean, sometimes he doesn't even show up to fights.
Yeah,
and then
kind of just stands around anyway.
He never gets 25. I mean, that's so small. Beastmaster, I think this is a small thing too. The board talent wasn't even that good. It's just that the 6 armor talent's not even that... It's not that great. Like the level 15 talents are kind of weak compared to the other ones. Like 25% XP gain's insane.
Yep.
500 health? Are you kidding me? Bloodseeker, Blood Right cooldown reduced. Do you think this is a big change? I know you're a Bloodseeker player. I personally feel like it's a small thing.
I think it's just nice for earlier on in the game. Like it allows you to farm a little bit faster. Yeah. I don't think it's huge. It usually max out your passive anyway if you're playing core, and then you use Blood Right to farm. So it's like, I don't know. I don't see it being huge, but it definitely could be relevant in like those early mid-game fights when you're like level 6, 7, 8, something like that.
Yeah.
I like this one too. Bounty Hunter. I was hearing you talk about it.
I like this a lot. I like this a lot. I think, I mean, if we're going back to heroes that lane really well, this is one of them with Janata, and they just nerfed the Janata damage a little bit. So having extra 3 base damage is pretty nice. I mean, this hero literally has a crit built into his ultimate, so.
Yeah, and into his other passive. Like, he's got 2 crits built into the hero.
Yeah.
Why do you think he really fell out of being played in the offlane? Because he was like crushing people in the offlane and he didn't really get nerfed. It was just like people decided to do other stuff.
Things changed. People started cutting. He's pretty slow. He's like a slow hero, and he just fights. He's good at fighting and taking advantage. It's like having a Ricky offlane or something like that. If the enemy team just doesn't fight you, you're screwed. Or if you lose fights, you're screwed. This hero's either complete poverty mode or a god.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just rather something that's more consistent, like a Sand King. That it started falling off when like Sand King was getting popular. These like out-pushing, side lane playing heroes.
Right.
Bounty can't do that at all.
Yeah, he has absolutely 0 wave clear, so it is kind of rough like that. I was curious, what does this actually bring his base damage to?
Let me check.
48 to 62, so.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that is pretty good. He still can't one-hit a courier. Wait, can he? No. Not without a Janata proc, so.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if you think offlaner 4 is more relevant.
I think for offlane it's good because this is a base damage is a pretty significant change in the lanes and then a pretty insignificant change elsewhere unless you're some hero that gets a lot of like a Terror Blade or some shit like that.
Sure.
But yeah, BH as a core would be pretty nice now. I mean, it's already was pretty nice. I think that hero fell off a little too hard. I think the hero's like underrated. Centaur, Hoof Stomp, cooldown increased a little bit. This is pretty big because now if you go on him at level 1 and he Hoof Stomps and he runs back up to the creep wave, he's got less time that he's safe for.
Right.
Like Batrider, you can't go on him a lot of the time because it's like, all right, this guy's just going to Firefly and run away. But if he uses Firefly, what do people do? They go on the Bat. Like everybody knows to kill Bat after using Firefly because it's a long cooldown. And Hoof Stomp can definitely work similarly for Centaur. It's a pretty small change, though, because people do max the Hoof Stomp. You basically go for the damage on Double Edge up until the point where you're done farming and you have the Blink, and then you get Hoof Stomp. And that's pretty quick.
Yeah, so. But definitely just nerfs to his laning stage, which is super necessary, because he's being played constantly.
Yep. S tier offlaner. Chen, base damage reduced by 4. His laning is way too strong. I don't think this will make Chen fall off. Chen is incredibly strong, just with the idea behind what his spells do right now. He's a little too good.
Yeah, have you been watching the qualifiers where people are just maxing like the magic resist creeps? They just put like 3 or 4 magic resist creeps behind a carry who's hitting the tower, and you just can't kill them.
It's pretty bullshit. It's pretty bullshit. They give 10% magic resist each.
Yeah.
I think it used to be 5, which was kind of bad, but 10% is significant. All right, Darkseer, Iron Shell damage reduced. Pretty good. I think that this hero definitely needed to get nerfed to the Iron Shell department, but if we look at the level 2, it's 46 damage. Like, you still just need to get level 2 on Darkseer, and then you're going to farm up a Storm.
Yeah, realistically, I mean, sure, it's somewhat significant, but it's really not that big of a nerf to the hero.
I mean, he's a creep cutter that doesn't buy 2 stouts, so that's
just
that on its own will make him pretty fine. Death Prophet, Scepter damage reduced to 1.75x. A lot of Scepters are probably going to get nerfed because they just put them in, so they're obviously going to be like way too good.
Yep.
I think this is one of those. I think they need to nerf it so that the ghosts don't slow you through BKB. I think that's kind of bullshit.
Yeah, that's pretty silly.
She's still really good. All right, let's see. Draw Ranger, talent changed from Gust Mischance. Oh, cool. Yeah, the Gust knockback damage was
so terrible, dude. It would literally ruin fights all the time because you'd gust people like away from your team.
So far away that you couldn't even hit them. So
yeah.
I get the idea, but this Mischance is awesome. That's great. 14 agility, that's a straight buff too. I think Drow's a little underrated too. Although, fuck that hero. I don't want to see
she was so good for so long.
She was awful, yeah. By awful, I mean it felt awful playing against her. So Ember, Sleight of Fist, can no longer be used while rooted. Okay, that's a pretty big nerf to Ember. Honestly, that's one of the big reasons that he's such a strong hero is the fact that he could always use that while rooted. And then you just throw a Remnant out, and then you use the Remnant after the root is over. Like, it's like a phase shift. You could use it like a phase shift.
Yeah, all the best Ember Spirit players are just constantly using this to just buy a little bit of time and then Remnant away.
Yeah, consistently.
I'm a little interested to see that they didn't nerf the Ags at all. I think it's a little insane that you just have
they nerfed it in the
Remnants.
last patch, though.
Yeah.
It's 25 mana now, so that's something. You can at least mana burn an Ember.
True.
Like you could root them and mana burn them now, but so I think they like that it's like a cool eggs, but yeah, it'll probably get nerfed a little bit more in the future because I don't see this hero falling off anytime soon.
Yeah.
Enigma, Midnight Pulse damage slightly reduced. It's probably necessary. Honestly, the fact that if you just have Enigma against no black hole piercing, black hole canceling abilities, the Enigma's just like the win condition for the game. That's kind of crazy that no matter what, you just win late game with an Enigma on your team.
Yeah, I'd be
That's crazy.
Interested to know what the calculation is. Like, if you have double Midnight Pulse down, is this like not quite enough to kill now where it used to be, or something like that? Probably not.
Possibly, I don't know.
Probably not.
Probably it's probably not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Grimstroke, Soulbind no longer reduces movement speed at all. All right. I honestly think that this ability, the strongest thing about it is just the fact that it binds two people together. So I don't think that's a huge nerf. I don't know. I like Grimstroke still. I think Grimstroke is still good. These are small changes. Like conceptually, the reason that this ability is so annoying is the
you can't get away. Like you have two people that are just like panicking, trying to run away, and they're running in opposite directions. It's basically just a stun.
Right.
Two people. Yeah.
So it's a small change. The base damage is pretty rough for laning. Io, Tether, Heal, Restore, nerfed pretty significantly. I saw that people were maxing Tether now these days, so you just need a few more levels to be stronger in the lanes, which definitely does hurt Io, because Io's already pretty punishable in the early levels.
The question is a good nerf, though. Did they buff Gyrocopter to compensate?
Maybe. Gyro's been getting buffed for a while.
Yeah.
It's stupid that it's stupid that he doesn't get enough buffs, and he probably got nerfed just because people are picking it with like exclusively Io. Although I'm sure the Frog is well aware that it's kind of just Gyro Io, and then Gyro's not a hero other than that.
Yep.
I'm sure he knows. So Jug slightly nerfed on the Blade Fury damage. That's not that big of a deal. Like already you need to level it up anyway. That's the first thing you level. Lich, base intelligence increase, so a little bit more damage, a little bit more spells that he can use. Sinister Gaze. Cooldown reduced. I think this hero is underrated. I think Lich is good. And I think this change makes him even better. He's really annoying in the lane. He actually does a lot of harass. And with the mana regen he has now, he can just spam out of shit.
Do you think that Aether Lens is pretty good on him? Because Sinister Gaze is so short. Like, the range is so short, but the cooldown is also very short. So, like, it could be kind of mini Fiend's Grips. Like
Aether Lens on Lich? Yeah, people do that. Is that what you said? Aether Lens?
I thought I did. I don't know.
Oh no, sorry. I'm just saying ether because like I don't know. That's what I say. I'm not like correcting you. But that's a good item on Lich. People did that. Like you would grab people and like pull them over a cliff and shit like that. You could legitimately do that because it stops pathing, so or it gives you like infinite pathing. All right, Luna. Talents. Talent buffs, Lucent Beam damage, all stats, a little bit of lifesteal. This hero's pretty weak. It's good with Io or like Venge, but other than that, it's...
So this is probably going to be my next meme or meta video. It's going to be Magic Caster Luna. And,
oh my god, that's my build, Donnie!
And dude, I was playing a game the other day, and there was a Luna on the other team, and she went like the cast range talent and the cooldown reduction on the Lucent Beam. It's actually really fucking annoying. Like,
no, it's good.
You can't run away. It's really hard.
I was going like Atos, Aghanim's Greaves on Luna on offlane. It's good. It's legitimately good. The cast range is so much, dude. 400?
Yeah.
400.
It's out of
That's
control.
So much. That's like 2 Aether Lenses.
Yep.
Right. Lycan. But these are late talents, so who cares?
Right.
Lycan. Base intelligence increased by 2. He's a little smarter. Base strength increased by 1. A little more damage. Shape shift is now pseudo-random. Not much of a big change. 15 talent. Nobody went the Feral HP regen. And, they actually increased the Feral Impulse damage. I don't think people went that either. Yeah, so they just buffed the talents nobody are going. That's what they do every patch, it seems.
Right.
Mirana base int increased. Sacred Arrow cooldown reduced, but it's 18 at the early level now. And Arrow base damage. Yeah, these are really like marginal changes.
This hero hasn't been good, and it won't be good because of this.
Yeah, I agree. Morphling base armor reduced by 1. Thank goodness. This hero pretty easy to punish between level 1 to 3. And anything that makes them easier to punish in that period, I think is going to be good because at a certain point, you could just play like anything against it and beat it. Morphling no longer reduces Oh, the Scepter no longer reduces cooldowns by 35%. Thank God, man. That was Earthshaker versus Morph earlier.
Oh my
bullshit.
God. That combo is so broken.
Morph Scepter now allows ally targeting, and the 20 talent was changed to 15% cooldown reduction. All right.
So you have to go the Ags if you want to target your allies now.
I feel like this could be bullshit. What if you just don't go Ags now? You just go 15% cooldown reduction. You just have cooldown reduction on BKB, Ethereal Blade. Like, this might actually be better. I'm kind of triggered by this because I think this might legitimately be better.
Or you still go Ags and then you also get the cooldown reduction talent. Right?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, sure. Go for it. You can do that. I'm just saying the 15% cooldown reduction applies to everything. So wait, did the Ags before? Scepter cooldown reduction. So does that also work on items? Did the Scepter also work on items? I guess it did, eh?
I'm not sure actually.
Because I thought it was just when you're morphed into the person.
That's what I thought too.
I think it was just that. Anyway, whatever. Heartstopper or buffs? Yeah, slight buffs.
Yep.
Doesn't make it pure.
They change it by 0.1% every time.
Ogre Magi at intelligence, cool. Agi, more armor, cool. Bloodlust, more attack speed.
Up to 60%, so you actually have to consider that over the 40 strength.
Pretty insignificant, although I would say that it's possible that having more armor on this hero might make him a tanky motherfucker and might make him okay. I like this hero, so I don't know. I'm cool with it being good.
Yeah, he's fun to play. I like him.
Omni Knight, Guardian Angel, duration reduced. It still scales to be just as good, but people weren't leveling it. They were leveling it late,
right?
Because 6 seconds was honestly enough for most fights. And yeah, sure. Now people might level it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Per level.
That's definitely a good change to the hero. Like anytime you can sort of like circumvent the standard progression of skilling your hero because everything else is too good, it's probably a problem.
Still think Omni is good though. Like the fact that this Heavenly Grace at max level is 14
still the
seconds
same
with a 12-second duration. That's what's broken is that part of Omni. You don't even use Heavenly Grace in the lanes. You just use it, well, a little bit, but it's mostly
like mid game, late game to just make your carry unstoppable.
Yeah, the laning is all about purification. But I see that people are going 1 point in. A lot of people are going 1 point in the aura now and just saying, you know what, fuck, applying a little bit more pressure in the lanes. I'm going to have higher points in Heavenly Grace for when I defend towers and for when I put it on my, super strong guy. Oracle, movement speed reduced. Neat. I don't think that's a big deal. Outworld Devourer, Sanity's Eclipse, mana drain reduced. Thank God, man. I'm so fucking sick of jumping into a fight and he's using it to kill somebody else, and then all of a sudden I can't use my combos. Feels bad.
Seems like he's still probably going to be pretty good, although the move speed talent is kind of annoying.
Yeah, and it's gone now. That's a big change.
Yeah. You can't
still
just go like the Tranquil's Yashikaya movement speed talent be hasted all the time.
Still does the same thing in the late game though. And that's pretty annoying. And his laning is still the same too. Phantom Assassin, Stifling Dagger slow now lasts. Okay, so am I reading this correctly? They just nerfed it?
No, it was.
Oh, okay.
It was bugged.
It was bugged.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Oh, that's cool.
So it's just a better slow early game.
Yeah, it's just better. It's almost double in the early levels. Yeah, that's great. That's fantastic.
Support PA coming back.
Maybe just PA coming back. I don't know why you're so sure. You just want to make a meme or meta.
Yeah.
Okay, Phantom Lancer. Spirit Lance mana cost reduced by 15 in the early level. And he has 275 HP talent. What was the other one? Oh, people are going that talent. So, yeah, that seems pretty good. More health. Okay. Still seems like kind of a dog hero.
Yeah, it's not really that his numbers are bad. It's just that the game doesn't favor you being able to just farm for 30 minutes and then win the game. Like you have to fight much earlier than PL allows you to fight most of the time.
There's a lot of heroes that deal with the illusions now too.
Yep.
Like it's strong heroes. Shadow Demon, Soul Catcher, mana cost increased slightly. I don't think that's a huge change.
50
By the time you have this maxed out, you don't care.
50 is stupidly low for an int hero on any cast.
Yeah, I guess people were using this to harass in lanes, but it was marginally better than the poison, like just poisoning people in the laning stage, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know. When he already has another way of laning, I don't think I really care if you nerf Soul Catcher. That's pretty small.
It's still a top tier hero.
Yeah, I just played this hero. Love Skyroth. That does nothing for him though, unfortunately, because he doesn't attack.
You know,
Slardar.
I've seen a lot of 2K players going oof and right-clicking a Skyrath mage in the lane.
Okay. I fuck with that. I love this Slardar change. The cast point was increased, or it's reduced, so it's faster.
Mm-hmm.
I love that, too, because there are times where you jump on somebody and you hit them, and then you want to, or you stun them, and then you want to amp them before you hit your right-click, your bash, but then you can't because you just don't have enough time. Like, this actually helps you do that combo. That's pretty fucking cool. Because it was so close before, and then the cast range increased, too. That's amazing. This is great. Slardar's amazing. Like, this hero
he's already really good. Yeah, and he's just getting better. That's definitely a hero to look out for, both as an offlaner and as a core, like a carry, right?
Oh, absolutely. That hero's going to be great. Spirit Breaker, charge cooldown. Nobody was leveling this, so just forcing people to either have a very long cooldown on it, which is great because I'm so sick of this guy charging to the fucking mid lane, and then I cut one creep wave and he's charging me on Axe. Like one single, like right after he charges mid, he's just right at me.
He's
like,
still gonna be able to do that.
Whatever. It's annoying, man. Anyway. Good hero. Very good hero still. Sven, base strength.
Yeah, they didn't touch Bulldoze. That's the big thing, right? Like everybody's talking about Bulldoze being completely overpowered, and they didn't touch it.
Base strength reduced by 1. Man, this hero's garbage now.
Continuing to get nerfed though. This is like the 5th nerf in a row or something like that.
That's true. The thing is, if they're nerfing other carries though, like Sven is just staying the same basically. Like he still cleaves and farms the triangle so quickly.
Yep.
He still does the same shit. God strength cooldown increase. That's a pretty. I mean,
10 extra seconds.
Yeah.
Can you believe that this used to be fucking 80 seconds?
Yes.
So ridiculous.
Underlord. Pit of Malice, mana cost reduced, which is cool because you have it kind of low level for a while. Pit of Malice cooldown
also
reduced in the early levels, so making it a little bit better in the early levels. Let's see. The disable duration really sucks in the early levels, though.
Yeah, 0.9 seconds. That's nothing.
I think Underlord's kind of garbo. I've tried him, man. It just feels slow. It just feels really slow for how fast people play Dota now.
Yep.
Oh, I scrolled all the way up. It was Venge, right?
Yep.
Venge base increased by 2. Oh, this is great. So now you can cast 2 stuns at level 1 instead of just 1.
Hooray!
That's pretty cool. Viper base damage increased. Great, Viper's back. Level 10 talent attack speed increased. I don't think people were going for that too much.
They're spell lifesteal.
And then attack range, so making attacking Viper better. Once again, just buffing talents that suck.
Yeah, buffs to no one since he was like the only person who would go right-click Viper back in the day.
Yeah, there you go. Visage Grave Chill duration. Wow, 6 seconds at level 1. Oh, they inverted it, right? So now the movement speed scales, and the attack speed scales as well. Okay, that's pretty cool though. Having the buff for a longer duration in the early levels.
Yeah,
that's pretty sweet.
70 seconds slow isn't insignificant, and having it for 6 seconds, that's one of the longer slows in the game.
Yeah, and 34 attack speed too. That's nice. Weaver strength gain. Oh my god, I never thought I'd see the day that Weaver gets stat buffs. Well, specifically strength and int. He's got pathetic strength and int gain. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I think Weaver's relatively decent. I think he's pretty underrated, actually.
He's definitely a situational carry, but he works pretty well if you can get him through the laning stage, like, safely.
Wow. Look at this. Holy shit. Wraith King Skeleton, the HP was reduced by 75. But also, when they respawn, that's less HP that they have, too.
Yep.
That's nuts. And then the attack damage. Wow, straight nerfs to Wraith King. Well, considering he's a first phase hero and just always played as carry and outscales, he's just like the easiest carry in Dota. He's just way too good.
So, I believe that with this, it'll also mean that the towers kill skeletons in 2 shots instead of 3, which is pretty important because you used to be able to just like let them go on the tower, and the tower could clear your skeletons.
No, it would die. It would die before you. It was insane. Yeah, good nerfs to this hero. Good riddance, I'd say.
So Zeus, boring too.
It's pretty boring. It's like a better life stealer. It's too bad
Yeah.
life stealer didn't get nerfed either. It's so boring. The fucking Radiance builds, man. Come on, Ice Frog.
Go real
Zeus.
items.
Yeah. Thunder God's Wrath damage increased by 25.
Yep.
And the mana cost was increased by 25 as well.
Yep.
Wow. It's it's exactly mana cost for damage. I just realized that. That's ridiculous.
What a weird change, too.
Yeah, that is weird.
Is that a buff? Is it a nerf? Is it nothing?
It's
probably a nerf, right?
Know,
just because
I don't know.
He casts so many
no,
spells
it's a buff. Are you kidding me? It's a buff. No way.
All right.
It's still, you're still getting the same damage for mana cost. It's just you have more potential damage, so you have more situations in which you'll use it.
Huge
but the mana does
huge
cost
buff to Kaya on Zeus then.
Yeah, there you go.
Extra percentage.
True, that's true. The more mana something costs, the better Kaya is.
That's true. All right, and that's it. So 7.22E, those are all the changes. Any standouts for you, Sir Jenkins?
BH, I think BH will be pretty good. I think Lich is already pretty good, and he's just going to continue to be good, except also buffed. And I think you'll see a lot of heroes come into the meta because of nerfs, because like creep cutting isn't a thing anymore. You know, you're going to see possible other offlaners like Slardar, for example. Definitely look out for Slardar.
And my big change is Phantom Assassin support is back. Look for it in your pubs. Go try it out. It's going to win you MMR, I promise.
My God, there's a video incoming. I'm so certain.
All right, guys. We will see you in another video soon, and we'll have, meta report and stuff like that. Heroes of the Week eventually when Jenkins stops being lazy. And you guys know. You guys know what it is. And ring that bell, motherfuckers.